work this stuff at the same time. So we went from this to this. So what I did was, of course, soaked down this area really good, cleaned it off. I poured just a little covering of flour on the counter, and I took a glob of this, put it there, and I kneaded it till I got to this consistency. Kneading it, you gotta like, I didn't want to really mess up what I did. But I'm doing this with one hand. Show you what I was doing. Like that. And you just do that over and over until you get the right consistency. That's what I was doing. Okay? So give me a second. Let me fix it back the way it was. Um, if your hands are wet touching the dough, you got to keep kneading it until when you touch it, you don't have none of the dough on your hands anymore. Meaning that it's dry enough. And then you know you are finished with this process. So bear with me for a second. Let me get it back to the way I had it. Sometimes you gotta slap it. You wanna put it in a rectangle. Make a nice rectangle. I'm heating the oven at 350, 350, and we're gonna put it in the oven for 50 minutes, 50 minutes. That's how long you cook it, bake it for rather. Almost there. Okay. So with the remainder of the coconut I had in this big measuring bowl, I just added a little bit of almond extra, some cinnamon, and just a little bit of sugar, and mixed it all in. And the reason why I did that is because, I'm going to show you in a second, I do this with it. This is the filling that's going to be in the middle of the bread. So let me just fix that really good. Okay, you see that? Like that. So then what you want to do, I'm going to try and just do this with one hand to show you. Just going to fold it over. Going to close up the ends. Fold it over again. Close up the ends. I'm doing this with one hand just to show you. And let me fix it. Almost done. Oh, it smells so good. I tell you, I wish I could share some with you when it's all done. I tell you what, if anybody can tell me who shot JJ, I'll see if I can FedEx you one. Overnight it. Put it in like a refrigerated bag or something and make it happen. But you gotta tell me in this chat who shot JJ. Who the fuck is JJ, madam with ass? Figure it out. Who shot JJ? Okay. Do, 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 do. Okay, so as you can see, I got it into a loaf, right? So now I'm gonna put the little design in. I do it like that, just a little bit, not too deep. Do it like that. Do it like that. Just crisscrossing. Alright, bear with me for another second. That's me spraying Pam's. Sprayed it with Pam. And now I'm gonna drop this little loaf. Yeah. So it looks like that. Cool? Cool. Alright. These other two, they were already kneaded. So all I gotta do is just make them into a loaf and put the center fill in it. Spray the pan, drop it in, and we're all good to go. Yeah, but I didn't finish calling out who I wanted to call out concerning Twitch's wife. You know, they already just making it their business to spin a narrative that the wife has something to do with Twitch's death. And, you know, before you know it, that type of shit grows legs. And it goes all around the fucking world. And like I was saying before, these people don't give a fuck. Now, nobody knows what happened. We weren't there when he was in the hotel. We wasn't there if there was an argument. None of us was there throughout their marriage. And just to accuse somebody, start spinning a narrative every day. I'm not, you know, it's not like they make one speculative video. That's the, you know, at first it's speculation when they first start their narrative. Oh, I'm just speculating. And then they make video after video, like Ringo. And the speculation all of a sudden starts to form into the truth. Now, Ringo is saying, you know, how come the cops, why is it a cut and dry case? And how come, you know, the first person they look at is a spouse and they just gonna take her word for it, da da da. You know what? She could have had something to do with it. Doesn't mean that the cops ain't looking at her and ain't dotting all the I's and crossing every T. I mean, who remembers the Menendez brothers? Ooh. Some of y'all might not know who that is. Let me give you a little background history. Rich, spoiled, bratty ass kids lived out in Beverly Hills. Their father actually was born and raised in Queens and went to Queens College. They were actually, the parents were really New Yorkers. I know the father was. And he's some big executive for some company. Might have been, I don't remember what company, but he was a big time executive. Hello, who's that? I am Ringo Starr of the Beatles. No, Ringo TV. So, long story short, I mean, they went to the finest schools and all this. I mean, super rich kids. And they decided, you know what? When our parents die, all of this is going to us anyway. And shit, why should we have to wait till they die? I mean, they may never die. And I want to spend money and do what I want to do without them in my life, in our life. So the two brothers literally blasted their parents away. They set it up. They created an alibi. The parents were home in the living room watching TV. They shot them to death. Shoot, the funeral didn't even happen, and they already buying luxury cars and shit. And, you know, it was like a red flag to the police. And, I mean, it was early on in an investigation that they suspected these boys. They had an alibi and everything, whatever. And it wasn't until like 3 or 4 months afterwards that these boys were charged with the murder of their parents. And how they got caught was the younger brother, Lyle, he just couldn't live with his guilt. So he goes to his therapist and confesses to the therapist. And the therapist was smart enough to record the confession and also have, I think, the secretary stand outside the door and listen. And pretty much that was their downfall. They both got life. They went through 2 trials. I think the first trial was a hung jury, and they got convicted on the second one. I think this murder happened in like 89. Yeah. They shared a jail cell with OJ and everything, but they got life in prison. They both got married in prison. Go figure. And I think just recently, like maybe in the last year or two, all this time since their conviction in 93, no, because they was with OJ. OJ happened in 94. So whenever they were convicted or whatever, they were in separate prisons for all these years. And just, I'm telling you, within the last 2 years, they are now in the same prison together, you know. But I am marking the bread again with the knife. So I said all that to say, you know, investigations and stuff takes time. If they're going for the angle of the wife, shit don't happen overnight. You know, they got to dot every I and cross every T. You don't want to rush to any fucking judgment, because when you present the case to the grand jury or whatever, you want that shit to stick. You don't want a hung jury. You don't want an acquittal or anything. So I'm sure the police are and have taken notice to a lot of things, and I believe they're doing their job. You know? But, you know, if they have cleared her, they have cleared her. Sometimes they'll say, yeah, we cleared somebody just to, you know, let them get comfortable. You know, good detective work takes patience. But let's just say, go along with the fact that she had nothing to do with this. That he, meaning Twitch, indeed deleted himself from this world. And you got people just letting their wicked narrative grow legs and start running around the internet. I don't know, man. These people got issues. But all of this negative behavior and the narratives and stuff is just all to find an angle where they can generate money on their channel. And they just make money destroying other people. Let me tell you, there's a special place in hell for folks who do that. The internet is a fucking beast. It really is. And if you ask me, from where I'm standing, I think the internet does more harm than good. It really does. There still aren't enough provisions for protection for children. Children can get on porn and be exposed to all types of stuff at any given time. And it's like nobody cares. Whose daughter? Was it the Game's daughter? Did y'all see the picture of the Game's daughter at going to some party? She's 12 years old. She was dressed like a 25-year-old woman. She looked about 19, but she's 12. How do you let your child? I don't get it, man. Maybe now whip ass is just old-fashioned. Bullshit, that ain't it. The whole world is going straight to fucking hell. You don't let your little 12-year-old girl walk out the house in some sexy sequin silver dress. Sexy as hell at 12. And daddy's okay with it. Let me tell you something. My daddy, me and my sisters, we couldn't even wear a dress without stockings on. And we didn't wear no short dresses either. I don't care if the dress was down to our ankles. We better have bare leg. Oh no, my father would never allow that. I don't get these dudes today. They like when their little 12-year-old girl looks hot. The fuck? Okay, putting in the center. Rolling it, or folding it over really. Closing the ends. Making sure I'm picking up the raisins and the fruit that might fall out. Okay, come on, buddy. Yeah. Make it in a nice rectangle. Nice and neat. And I'm going to take my knife and make it do what it do for the design. Also, there's a concoction that one should make to put the glaze on it. How the fuck did you do that? Can't remember. But I wasn't too fond of the glaze anyway, but I can't wait for y'all to see how it comes out. I really wish I could share it with you. Y'all be like, ooh, this shit is good. Make me a loaf. Okay, putting in my little design. Okay. Bam. In a container. Be right with you in a second. You just drop this in. Bloop. Make it really nice and neat. All right, sticking it in the oven. Uno, dos, tres, 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 coconut bread. Remember that? Okay. So I set the timer for 50 minutes. I can wrap up everything else. I still got some left. And I'll show you. I probably can get another 3 out of that. And I'll do that probably tomorrow. So I don't feel like doing any more tonight. I just don't feel like it. And I don't have to do anything I don't feel like doing. And neither do you. And neither do you. Yeah, so anyway, what do you think about the Twitch situation? Do you think he deleted himself? Or do you suspect something else? You know, even if somebody deleted him and tried to make it look, oh, let me get closer. I was saying, even if somebody deleted him and tried to make it look like he deleted himself, that's obvious. There would be obvious signs that that's what's going on. And if that's the case, the police officers are going to hold their cards close to their chest. They got a serious investigation to do. And they don't need any bullshit fucking it up for them. You know? So again, if he was indeed taken out and it was made to look like he did it himself, I promise you it's obvious. You know? Shoot, they could have shot him in the back. Shot him like in the right side of his head, but they find the gun on his left side. Big red flag. Hello? You know? Tell you. I always tell you, a dead body tells a story. They say dead man tell no tales. He sure don't. They'll tell you the truth, everything that happened. And no tell no kind of tale, you know, not the dead man. And talk without moving his mouth or using his voice because I'm can't, but yet he still speak. So, if that's the case, just wait until something from the authorities comes out. And then you make videos, you know, as per what is being delivered on the news according to police. You know? Then you make your videos. But I think people just want to be the first one to say, oh, see, I told you, and Ringo been telling you all the while. You know? Please. Then if it comes out, if it never comes out and it just stands that he self-deleted, he's forever going to be like, yeah, it covered up. They covered it up. Anyway, Black Dust. The Melendez brothers were an absolute shameful stain upon their family tree. Yeah, the police do in fact do their job, alas, very slowly. Foul play could be involved. It could be. It's a possibility. But I'm not going to create a whole narrative in hopes that it grows legs and runs around virally throughout the internet and all around the world. Because you know what? When it's all said and done, I could be wrong. And now I'm instrumental in smearing this woman, defaming her, and spreading lies. Come on now. There's something about that just ain't right to me. It just isn't. It just isn't. Alright, so I done worked making this damn coconut bread and I'm a little pooped. However, I'm going to come back in 45 minutes when it's done so I can show you the results. Please come back and join me in 45 minutes, okay? I'll be back. Peace.